Jacksonville Jaguars fans, welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thanks so much for being here. Wednesday, August 20th, the Jacksonville Jaguars had their last preseason practice in Jacksonville prior to preseason week 3. There will be some practice next week after their final preseason game. Looks like don't have the schedule yet, but this is the last one before they go down to Miami, which they'll go down this afternoon. They will take on the Dolphins in joint practices tomorrow. And then they have a game Saturday night, 7 p.m. against the Dolphins. I'm not expecting to see a whole lot of starters in that game, but that remains to be seen. That's a topic for another day. Right now, we're recapping Jaguars training camp practice number 18. There was no pads today. We do have some updates on the injury front, all that good stuff. Really appreciate y'all being here. If you enjoy the content here, it's all Jags all the time. Please like and subscribe. You can also check out genjag.com/shop if you want to support the channel further. Pick up some new Duval gear like the hat I am wearing right now. So no pads today, as I mentioned. So you expect maybe it's going to be a light practice, just getting ready for Miami tomorrow. It was, for a no pads practice, it was a pretty intense practice, pretty competitive, right? It wasn't just like a walkthrough day. It wasn't like it was the day before a game. It was a competitive practice, no doubt about it. Now, on the injury front, Tyson Campbell, he put on the orange no contact penny today to play during team. So he participated fully during team. If it was a regular season practice, they may have had him listed as limited because of, again, the orange non-contact penny, but he was out there in team. He was out there in his positional drills. He played a lot. It was good to see him back on the field, really getting after it and playing competitive ball. So that's going to be critical for the Jaguars, is having Tyson Campbell. Now, Travis Hunter was not practicing during team. He was available during positional drills. The Jags said yesterday, Liam Cohen did after practice, today was about getting him ready for joint practice. Liam Cohen wants Travis Hunter to be able to play both sides of the ball tomorrow. We don't know officially yet whether or not that will happen, but the Jags' goal was to get Travis Hunter on the field on both sides tomorrow in the joint practice setting. So that's where we're at. He did not practice during team, but he was available during positional drills and individual. Mason Smith was still out there doing team today. Eric Armstead, same thing. So, again, really good to see those guys out there getting acclimated during the team portions of practice, really ramping up to be ready for week 1. And at this point, it feels like you should have Tyson, you should have Travis, you should have Eric and Mason. Offensively, on the offensive line, you had Anton Harrison out there in team. You had Chuma Edoga out there in team. So it feels like things are getting to a point where you feel a lot better. Again, no Wyatt Milam, who's week to week. No Caleb Ransaw, who's still week to week. No Jalen McLeod, week to week. Cole Van Lanna and Buster Brown both out for the remainder of training camp. So that's kind of where we're at with the injuries here. Now, Josh Cephas did not participate in practice today. He was out there, just not participating in practice. So wanted to get an update on that as soon as we can. Liam Cohen didn't speak after practice. It was the coordinators and De'Ami Brown. So did not get an injury update after practice today. Hopefully tomorrow. Drill-wise, there were some more screen drills, which we always love to talk about that. Love seeing the intentionality of some of the drills they run during positional periods. Also saw wide receivers practicing their blocking during the positional periods. That's something Liam Cohen emphasized. The wide receivers really need to be taking pride in and getting to that next level as blockers, so this offense can really become everything it can be. For this offense to be as good as it possibly can be, the wide receivers need to be effective blocking. They practiced tempo during team today. I think you've seen that a couple times this week. So getting things going quickly, end of half, or maybe you just have an opportunity where you feel like we can go tempo here and get the defense off balance a little bit. Tank Bigsby looked crazy explosive today. This is a offense, I've talked about it, the running back room. As much as even me, like I think Bashal Tutin is the most complete guy. All these skill sets can help this offense. Tank Bigsby's skill set, Travis Etienne's, Bashal Tutin, LeQuint Allen, they can all help. So I think it's good to have them all. I hope that the Jags kind of roll into the season with all four in the plans. And Bigsby, like I said, he looked really explosive today. He also had a catch out of the backfield, which is good to see from him. Had a big catch in the game on a screen, had a nice catch today. So if he's going to get involved in the passing game and be involved in the passing downs at all, he's got to be able to show reliable hands and be able to pass pro a little bit. So good practice from him today. Hunter Long had multiple catches today, had another long catch down the field. You've seen that a lot from him. And in practice, you saw it in the game against the Saints the other day, big catch down the field. So maybe somebody who can potentially provide explosives with his length, his athleticism and size, just a big target who can move down the field. He's been targeted down the field in multiple different ways and converted quite a bit. Patrick McCary and Chuma Edoga were kind of switching out at right guard with the ones today. I think you could say the same thing with Lloyd and Miller at linebacker, although I saw more Devin Lloyd with the ones than Ventrell, but you did see them sub out a little bit. So some competitions there. Tutin and Allen both had some work with the ones today. Tutin had more. It was more Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby with the ones, but Tutin is getting more and more work there. So that's something to keep an eye on for sure as well. And again, LeQuint Allen even getting out there and passing down situations with the ones. So I think that the Jags are planning on having all these guys involved with the offense, which is cool to see. Nick Mullins was intercepted by DeAndre Prince today. Mullins, he shares blame. The receiver shares blame. It was a high throw over the middle. Patrick Herbert had to, jump as high as he could, try to get that football. He got both hands on it. So he does have some culpability there. But it was not a catch you would expect a undrafted free agent rookie tight end to make. So the pass was high. High and over the middle is usually a recipe for disaster. And it ended up being a disaster with DeAndre Prince picking it off. Good play by him. Heads up play. I saw Emmanuel Ogbah getting a sack on John Wolford. I saw Josh Hines-Allen getting a sack on Trevor Lawrence. BJ Green got a sack as well. Devin Lloyd was there too to clean up if Green didn't get him down. And again, these are all would-be sacks because you're not hitting the quarterback. Antonio Johnson had a big pass breakup in team. And then we get to Trevor Lawrence. So Brian Thomas Jr. did have multiple catches down the field in team today. In total, I think he had 3 catches on 6 targets, 5 or 6 targets. Trevor and him had a miscommunication on the goal line. Lawrence threw a fade. Thomas ran a quick slant. Don't love to see that, but it is what it is. Right after that, by the way, Parker Washington did catch a great touchdown that we'll talk about, but Lawrence also missed Brian Thomas Jr. down the field one-on-one with Tyson Campbell. It was just an uncatchable pass out of bounds, and Trevor kind of, was visibly frustrated after that one with himself. So it is what it is. Then you had a drop by Brian Thomas Jr. in a tight window. So, yeah, I think they were like 50% trying to connect today. Not a great day from Trevor Lawrence to Brian Thomas Jr., but even on a not so great day, there's multiple downfield catches and another first down catch. And a lot of confidence, I think, Trevor Lawrence has going back to the well with Brian Thomas Jr. I still expect it to work out in a big way during the regular season, that connection, along with Travis Hunter, who you haven't been able to see this week during the team portion of practice. Travis Etienne was heavily involved in the passing game from Trevor Lawrence today, had multiple catches out of the backfield. Parker Washington had multiple catches, including a great throw and catch in the red zone, close to the goal line. Jags needed to score. I think it was 3rd down on that play. They had driven the ball down the field, and it was like a matriculation type of drive, right? Like very, you're getting to third and short, you're converting, these types of things. It wasn't like just an explosive drive for the Jags offense. It was it was taking their time, ball possession, not being perfect, but getting the job done when you need to get it done on third down. And this was another example of that. The throw to Parker Washington with Jordan Lewis in tight coverage, it was perfect ball placement by Trevor Lawrence, and it was a great contested catch by Parker Washington for a touchdown. The entire offense kind of celebrated after that one. Britton Strange had multiple grabs today from Trevor Lawrence. He really looks like he's developing into a very nice safety valve for Lawrence. Jarian Jones broke up a pass intended for Austin Trammell and then ended practice with a pass breakup covering De'Ami Brown down the field. Lawrence was on the run, kind of threw it up because he saw one-on-one with De'Ami and Jarian, and Jarian got the better of that one. So overall, I thought that Lawrence had an okay practice, but this is not a referendum type of day. I think you want to see a good day from the offense and the defense tomorrow in joint practices, because the Dolphins have had joint practices and not looked very good, quite frankly, so far. So I think that's what you want to see. But Lawrence had one turnover-worthy play. It was maybe the first pass of team. He took a deep shot to De'Ami Brown, and Tyson Campbell and Andrew Wingard had it covered pretty well. Dewey got his hands on it, but couldn't come down with it. There was one batted pass at the line. I did not see who got that. There was one overthrow of Austin Trammell, and then Brian Thomas Jr. had a drop. So overall, not like an outstanding day, but a workmanlike day, a competitive day. Offense and defense were both competing at a high level, in my opinion. I think the defense probably won the day, but it was competitive for both sides. So that'll do it here. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.